By shooting a bullet at this mirror image of the Flash, I doom the real Flash.
Featuring an amazing duel between the man of super speed and his most dangerous foe, the Mirror Master's magic bullet. In the duel between the sizzling man of super speed and his tricky antagonist, the Mirror Master, the Flash was confident of victory until a surprise trap was sprung on the speedster and turned him into an obedient slave of his foe, the Mirror Master's magic bullet.
What a stroke of genius on my part to paralyze Flash's will by means of my magic mirrors, and then imprison him this way, like a genie in a bottle. Now he must do my bidding, whatever I say.
As police scientist Barry Allen, alias The Flash, notices something on the official teletype machine in his laboratory. Interesting. For days, ever since the Mirror Master broke jail by one of his fantastic mirror tricks, I've been hoping to get on his trail. And now, maybe I've got a lead. Editor's note. The Mirror Master, one of the Flash's trickiest foes, previously appeared in Flash 105 and 109. And the Duke of Ferrand will unveil this afternoon the fabulous collection of antique mirrors that he has brought to this country, heirlooms of his family for centuries. A fabulous collection of mirrors. Unless I miss my guess, this is bound to attract the Mirror Master like a honey hive draws bees. It may be Flash's chance to capture him. Later, as Barry approaches the Museum of Antique Arts, I've managed to get headquarters to assign me as part of the police protection for the Duke of Ferrand's exhibition at this museum. Inside, after Barry's police badge has served as his introduction to the titled visitor. And this is my daughter Bettina, Mr. Allen. Pleased to meet you. Would you like Bettina to show you around the collection, Mr. Allen? She knows as much about it as anyone. I'd be delighted. As the police guard gets a guided tour by the lovely Bettina. This mirror comes from Roman days, Mr. Allen. It's not of glass at all, but of highly polished metal. And this hand mirror, ringed with gems, is reputed to have been used by Marie Antoinette. It seems a pity your father has to part with all these, Miss Bettina. Yes, but we must, Mr. Allen. Taxes are so high in England now that father must realize the cash from these mirrors in order to keep our estate going. Outside, another visitor is about to make her appearance. Barry and I have a sort of date. When I told him over the phone I'd been assigned to this exhibition by my paper, Picture News, he said he would be here too. But he didn't say why. I might as well go in. Barry will be late, as usual. As Iris West enters the hall, how about that? There's Barry, And he is on time. And I see why. And a moment afterward. Oh, there's Iris now. Hi, Iris, I was just. Huh? She walked right past me. I must remind myself never to speak to Barry Allen again as long as I live. Meanwhile, as Barry suspected, the collection has aroused someone else's attention.
By renting this apartment alongside the museum and setting up a few hidden mirrors, I can view the fabulous collection at my leisure. No one in there realizes that the Mirror Master is about to pull one of his famous coups. But I'm wasting time.
As a pre-cut section of the wall between the two buildings becomes an aperture.
Ready or not, here I come. I need this mirror collection for my own collection.
And then, great Scott, it's the Mirror Master, and he's carrying off the Roman and the Marie Antoinette mirrors. A moment later, in the room, a lightning-like transformation takes place at invisible superspeed. There he goes, through that big hole in the wall. But luckily, I was ready for him. He won't get far. Editor's note. The Flash uniform, which Barry carries in a secret compartment in his ring, expands on contact with the air like a Navy life raft at sea. In the adjoining apartment as the Scarlet Speedster zips after his quarry. There he is. I'll have him in a moment. But the next moment,
He crashed into my mirror image. My nemesis, the Flash, should have realized I'd have a mirror trick up my sleeve. Huh? That blow didn't knock him out. Still coming at me.
all your tricks won't help you, my clever friend. Almost cornered, the Wizard of Mirrors is forced to think at super speed.
It's only fitting that I should make my escape by means of mirrors. If not mirrors of my own, then the ones I've just stolen.
Throwing the Duke's precious mirrors out the window, they'll be smashed unless... The next instant, at all costs, I've got to save those mirrors for Bettina and her father. Editor's note. By means of his extraordinary speed, the Flash is enabled to defy gravity itself and can run up and down buildings at will. Caught them just in time. Now, if only I could catch the Mirror Master as easily as this. But scarcely seconds later, gone. He must have moved pretty fast himself. But what's this? A key. The Mirror Master must have dropped it in his haste to flee. The key doesn't fit this lock, so it must be the key to another place. Possibly the secret hideout of the Mirror Master. And maybe this means I may still be able to capture him. But first, I'll put these stolen mirrors back where they belong. And Flash, in a thrilling chase, followed the Mirror Master out of here. Have you got that? Rewrite? After replacing the mirrors, Flash again speeds past the phone booth. Iris is so busy phoning this story into her newspaper, I'll bet she's never noticed that Barry Allen is no longer around. And by the time she does notice it, I may be back as Barry again. To anyone else, this would be an insuperable task. I intend to try this key in every apartment door in this city at super speed until I find the one it fits. Meanwhile, in the Mirror Master's hideout.
My fleet-footed foe ought to be here any minute. He doesn't realize I left that key for him on purpose. For a long time now, I've known I had to settle with the Flash. He interferes with me too much. And today was the last straw. Recently, I prepared the means to deal with my nemesis, this mirror duplicator, a device of my own invention. Anything that happens to an image in that mirror will happen to the person himself who casts the image. And I've arranged for something interesting to happen to Flash as soon as he gets here.
I must have already tried the key in about 100,000 doors in this city, but no luck yet. Got to keep going. Split moments later. This one fits.
The Flash. I'd better get ready.
Then,
I've been expecting you, my friend.
the Mirror Master.
The vibrations created by my magic bullet fired into the mirror duplicator have paralyzed the Flash. I had to lure him to me so I could overcome him here, and thus put him completely in my power.
And when Flash opens his eyes, not long after,
All my life I've wanted someone to perform my commands, a sort of perfect servant to do my bidding. In other words, a genie in a bottle. And now at last I've got one.
Editor's note: in the ancient story, an all-powerful genie, or magic spirit, was imprisoned in a bottle and forced to do anything for the hero who released him.
For who could be a more perfect servant than Flash, the super speedster, capable of all sorts of wonders? And he must do as I tell him now, for my vibrations have paralyzed his will.
As the triumphant master of mirrors prepares to make use of his blank-eyed captive.
Come forth, my servant. Come forth and learn my bidding. The smoke isn't absolutely necessary, but I like to do things dramatically, and a genie should appear with proper stage effects. You're supposed to say, "What does the master command?"
I can't help myself. What does the master command?
Excellent. I can see you're going to be a great genie. Now hear this. I've heard that the taste of fresh Arabian figs is indescribable. Only we never get them fresh in this country. So, I command you to go to Arabia, pluck some figs for me from the trees there, and come right back. Hurry, be off.
Yes, master. As the spellbound speedster dashes off on his bizarre errand. Something wrong with my mind. I know I shouldn't be taking orders from the Mirror Master, but something is forcing me to. Over the very ocean itself dashes the fastest man alive, on his way to complete his reluctant task. Editor's note: just as a shell will skip over the waves if thrown fast enough, so the incredible Flash travels so quickly he can run right over the water. And in hardly more than seconds, the Flash is back with his exotic burden. Fresh figs.
Ah, the fruits of Araby. Now that's what I call service. But while you were gone, I got the yen to hold some snow from the highest peaks of the Himalayas, the top of the world as they call it. My slightest wish is your command, you know.
Yes. And a moment or so later, even moving at super speed, I get a chill up here. Almost 30,000 feet high. begins soon.
Wonderful. I'll use the snow to keep the figs fresh. I can see that up to now I've never really lived. But still it's necessary to get down to business. And my business is thievery. Since you prevented me from stealing those valuable antique mirrors, Flash, I've decided to make you steal them for me. On your way, pal. Get going.
But at the mirror exhibition, instants afterward, something's happened to me as I was going for these mirrors. If I'm right, it's a sign that the mirror master, in his greed, has pushed me too far. Back at super swift time speeds the Crimson Comet.
Flash, you've returned without the mirrors. What does this mean?
It means that your game is up, Mirror Master. You overplayed your hand. As the Master of Mirrors is caught up in a paralyzing vortex of fast-moving air. You may have heard that under hypnosis a person will not do anything he would not normally do anyway. You cannot hypnotize an honest person into committing a crime. And the spell you put me under was like hypnosis. When I reached out a hand for those mirrors at the exhibition, something within me snapped, and I was myself again. Unfortunately for you. That evening, at the Picture News office, after the cunning crook has once again been placed under custody. But Iris, I tell you, Bettina means nothing to me. I was at the exhibition officially as part of the police guard.
Oh, that's different, Barry. I didn't realize. And it explains why I didn't see you after the Mirror Master showed up. You went out after him, didn't you?
That's right, Iris. And who knows? I might have caught up to him if the Flash didn't beat me to it. The end. The Flash. Ralph Dibney, the amazing Elongated Man, and a close friend of Flash, is leisurely skin diving in the warm waters of the Caribbean when suddenly he vanishes without a trace. How Flash picks up the trail of his friend, and how he discovers the incredible under-the-ocean world of Breda is thrillingly revealed in The Elongated Man's Undersea Trap. It is seldom that a wedding makes banner newspaper headlines. But when one of the country's most distinguished celebrities marries, Elongated Man marries debutante Sue Dearborn, Flash best man. Not long afterward, in the sunny waters of the Caribbean.
This is the most wonderful honeymoon, Ralph. I'm the luckiest girl in the world.
And I, the luckiest man, Sue. When I discovered Jingold, I thought I could never be so lucky again. But now I know that winning you was really the high point of my life. Editor's note, it was through Jingle, a soft drink, that Ralph Dibney found the secret ingredient that enabled him to stretch his body almost without limit, and thus become the now famous Elongated Man. Then, one sunny day, as Ralph dons his Elongated Man costume. Time for a little skin diving, Sue. I won't be gone long. Please be careful, Ralph. In skin diving, the amazing Elongated Man uses his unique talent to wondrous effect underwater. I saw something, a shadow, dart behind this reef. What could it have been? Suddenly, out of nowhere comes a paralyzing shock. Oh. As time goes by, I'm worried. Ralph was due back an hour ago. Maybe he had an accident or something. I better head for the nearest town. Get help. Not long after, in Central City, Barry Allen, police scientist, receives a telegram. It's addressed to Flash, care of me. It must be from the honeymooners. I told Ralph and his wife if they ever wanted to contact Flash, that was the way to do it, as the youthful scientist reads the wire. Great Scott! It's from Sue Dibney. She says Ralph has vanished without a trace, and she begs me to come down there to the Caribbean at once. Retreating to the privacy of his police headquarters laboratory, Barry Allen presses a secret spring on a finger ring. Fortunately, my weekend begins this afternoon, so I won't have to make up any excuse if Barry Allen is away for a couple of days, while Flash answers this urgent summons.
As the air strikes the tiny suit ejected from a secret compartment in Barry's ring, it expands. And moments later, a scarlet whirlwind streaks out a rear exit.
At super speed, miles are clicked off like inches to an ordinary runner, and soon. Pension. This is the town on the coast of Central America the telegram was sent from. Sue said she'd be waiting in the town's lone hotel. Sure enough, in the hotel lobby.
Flash, oh thank goodness, you're here.
All right now, Sue, tell me what's happened. Shortly, on the honeymoon yacht, anchored offshore.
And it was right at this spot, Flash, that I last saw Ralph.
Strange. I don't want to alarm Sue unnecessarily, but there have been other cases of vanished skin divers lately. A mystery that has involved the police of several nations around this area. The report came into headquarters only this week. Grimly, the Scarlet Speedster gets set to go sea hunting. Sue, I'm going to take a look under the surface.
Wait, Flash, we have some extra skin diving equipment.
As the world's fastest human explains that he scarcely needs any undersurface aids. At super speed, I can scout the bottom for miles without coming up for air.
Wear these just in case something happens, Flash. For my sake.
Acceding to the girl's request, Flash dons the skin diving apparatus and wastes no more time. My best bet is to skin dive from the same point Ralph did and try to find a clue to what happened. It's an eerie world here under the surface, and so silent, almost like another planet. As the keen eyes of the world's fastest human spy a startling sight. Great Neptune,
strange, human-like creatures on some sort of underwater ski. Got to be on my guard. But the next moment, before even the fastest man alive can make a move,
Like our to catch below Grstad and put him in the tank with the others.
sometime later, when Flash comes to his senses. Where am I? What am I doing here? As memory rushes back to the dazed speedster. I remember now, those strange creatures on underwater skis. And then the shock that's left me terribly weak. Too weak to use super speed. The least exertion tires me. And another thing, I've suddenly grown hungry. So terribly famished, I have an irresistible urge to seek food. Then, good gosh, one of those undersea creatures is fishing and is using food for bait. There's another skin diver like myself swimming toward it. As Flash watches, amazed, just as the skin diver grabbed for the food, a noose slipped around his wrists. The next moment, fantastically, he's caught, just like a fish in a pond, being yanked right out of the water. Driven by hunger, Flash too is tempted. I've got to sneak up on that food, pull it quickly off the hook without being caught. But so weak is the world's fastest human that for once his vaunted speed deserts him. I'm hooked. And soon after, in a huge chamber where Flash is herded with other skin divers trapped by the alien fishermen. That machine projecting thoughts to us, telling us what we have to do, why we were brought here.
By law, each of you is now a quota of the fisherman who caught you. You must learn to obey your master. Disobedience by a quota brings instant punishment. Remember that.
As Flash listens, amazed.
Each of you will be assigned to work.
It's incredible. According to what I've learned, we're in Breda, a civilization under the sea. Lately, in need of workers, the undersea creatures have begun to capture humans from the surface, putting them in a huge tank where they fish for us. And the humans who are hooked become the quotas of the masters who caught them. It's their method of apportioning the workers. Here's the one who caught me. Thoughts coming from that tiny replica of the big thought machine worn around his neck.
Quota, come with me.
Soon after,
Your job is to help build my new residence.
in all my excitement, I've forgotten about my search for Ralph. Even as the thought crosses Flash's mind, he sees, there's Ralph, one of the quotas, but he acts as if he doesn't know me. As the keen mind of the Scarlet Speedster divines the truth, that jolting energy shock that knocked me unconscious before I was brought here, Ralph must have been caught the same way, and the blow has robbed him of his memory. Shortly after Flash, as well as his fellow quotas, have been fed and has regained his strength, I'm capable of super speed again, but in order to battle these Bredens and rescue the humans here, I'll need Ralph's help, and that means I've got to help him recover his memory. As the world's fastest human gets an idea,
The master said we would be able to rest only when we had finished our work. But I can't wait. I want some time with Ralph now, and I think I know how to get it. Shortly, to the astonishment of the Breton guards, one of their codas begins to move with incredible velocity. I'll finish this residence myself at super speed. Great sock! He's moving so fast, we can hardly see him. After the house is magically built, the guards can hardly believe the house is finished. They're going to inspect it, and that gives me the opportunity I've been looking for to speak to Ralph. Ralph Dibney, you are the Elongated Man, and I am your friend, Flash. Don't you remember? No, those names mean nothing to me. As the suspicious guards move toward Flash. Not much time left. I've got to jog Ralph's memory, bring him back to himself. Abruptly, the Scarlet Speedster acts. Ralph, there's a loose brick that might fall and hurt someone. Stretch up there and get it, will you? If I can get him to pull one of his stretching stunts, it might restore his memory. Stretch all the way up there? But that is impossible. It's easy if you'll only try. Maybe if I tickle him, he will automatically react. Then, as Flash's fingers go into titillating action, he's doing it. He's stretching up like only the Elongated Man could. Ralph, you must remember now. Yes, it's all come back to me now, Flash. The shock, skin diving, I know who I am. His memory is back, and just in time. Ralph, those armed guards threatening us. We've got to stop them. Alerted to the danger, the Elongated Man extends his arm with rocket-like speed. Nice going, Ralph. You got his weapon before he could fire. I'll handle the other one. Kimbra, sound the alarm. Like a whirlwind, Flash whizzes around the other guard. I'm spinning him around so fast, he's too dizzy to shoot. After the two guards have been locked in a room of the house, and the human revolt catches fire. Looks like the Brendans have sent their riot squad at us, Ralph. Our fellow humans haven't a chance against those tank-like vehicles, armed only with bricks. What can we do? We'll team up. Combine our unique powers to overpower our attackers. Now listen. The next moment, a surprising sight sweeps into battle. That first tank is about to fire on a group of humans. We'll tackle that one. Okay, Flash, here we go, before the enemy vehicle can open fire. I've got hold of the wheel. Yank it, Ralph. Yank it hard. The next moment, as teamwork pays its first dividends. Well, that's one. Now let's get the others. In no time at all, the daring duo has turned the battlefield into a veritable junkyard of wrecked Breton assault cars. That does it, Flash. We got 'em all. Maybe now the Bretons will realize they can't keep us here by force, and will be willing to parley. Sure enough, soon after, at a hastily arranged peace conference. And our terms are these. Every human you Bretons have captured must be returned to the surface of the sea safely. And you must agree never to molest another skin diver or anyone from our world ever again. After a hurried huddle, the undersea creatures give their answer. We agree, O swiftest of all beings. We surrender to you and the incredible one who stretches himself. We accept your terms. Good. No doubt Ralph's presence here acting as sergeant at arms to prevent any of the Breton leaders from leaving before this little parley was finished, had a lot to do with their quick decision to come to terms. And soon after, when the ex-Cotas have been returned to their own world. The Bretons have kept their word, Flash. To an extent, they safely deposited us all on this tiny island, but we seem to be cut off from the rest of the world here. That's one problem that's easily solved, Ralph. Just give me a few minutes and I'll have transportation for all of us. A Flash is running toward the water. What does he have in mind? The next second, just like a whizzing stone skims over a lake, the Scarlet Speedster races right over the watery surface. At super speed, it shouldn't take me long to find a ship around here. These Caribbean waters are full of cruise liners at this season. Sure enough, a short time later, this ship will take on all the other skin divers and carry them to the mainland. I myself will take Ralph back to his yacht and his bride, after the others have embarked. You're great at arranging a rescue, Flash, but now, with the ship gone, what are you going to do with me? Take you for a ride, Ralph, as soon as you hop on my back. And then, an amazing piggyback ride across the sea. How you doing, Ralph? Whee! This beats a slow boat through the Caribbean any day. And soon, a joyous reunion. Sue! Ralph, Flash brought you back to me. I've still got a whole day before Barry Allen is due back at the laboratory. And I think I know how I'm going to spend it. With two of the dearest friends I've got, at their invitation. Shortly, while Sue prepares a meal on the yacht, two friends indulge in a favorite sport in their own unique way. Well, skin diving is fun now that we don't have to worry about an attack by the Bretons. Now, the undersea creatures will keep the terms of our agreement because they know that the Elongated Man and Flash will always be on the alert in case they ever try to violate it. Another Elongated Man adventure
coming soon. Watch for it